in Munich then for the penultimate round of the championship. Oscar Folstad on pole from Revo and T. Gabo in third. Santino Milan once again starts fourth. Jack Carter up in fifth after his home race. Daniel Baltasar starts sixth from David Camno and teammate UK Ball. Mielrez is ninth from P. Sierra and iWorld in 11th. Cosmos starts 12th on hard tires, then it's Tommy Leo in 14th and Sebastian Ocampo starting 15th. Akari Lopez in 16th from Anot Fury, Marcus Nelson and Dav Sanchez. Then it's Lars Clerk 20th, Michael Novikov in 21st and Bastian Tan in 22nd. Well, as it currently stands, if Revo were to finish ahead of the pole sitter, he wins the championship today. All 5 lights go on and we go green here in Munich, and that's a very, very strong start from Oscar Folstad off the line. This 14 lap race here in Munich, Germany, and that's actually not the best start that Revo would have been hoping for. He's vulnerable to his countryman, his compatriot in T. Gabo, who's still currently third. The top three, as it was on the grid, there are hard tire runners tossing around from the entire field today. This might actually be the most amount of drivers starting on the hards we've ever seen. 6 of them, to the point where now the soft tires and the hard tires are the exact same amount of drivers starting on them. The medium tires seem to be the tires to go as long as possible. Revo setting one down the inside on Oscar Folstad. He'll take back his race lead. As it stands, the gap between Folstad and Revo, 35 points, as Gabo trying to go round the outside of him. That's not the best place to try and make the move, and of course doesn't make the move. Does the Italian number 29, as out of the race has gone Mielrez. Loss of sliding for a Cosmos there. Out has gone the App Sportsline man. And that makes this man's job a lot easier. Bastian Tan with a fan boost. We go on board with Revo. Currently in second position. As it would stand, he would lose 7 points to Oscar Folstad. 35 minus 7 is 28. As it would currently stand, Revo is World Drivers' Champion, and he doesn't even need to finish ahead of his title rivals. BSC is ending. Bastian Tan, 5 seconds. But, off and out of the race goes Lawless Leclerc. Leclerc out of the E3. I think he might have had a puncture, and he's been spun off into the gravel trap. So we've had 2 sectors under full course yellow. We're still under them on lap 2 of 14 here in Munich, Germany. So once again, Folstad, Revo, UK Ball, and Bastian Tan all with fan boost. As we finally can get back racing, and we do. Back racing then, no attack mode for the top of drivers it seems. Looking back with Revo. And no, Gabo does have attack mode. He's going to be gaining on his countryman. They head down into the sharp hairpin turn, and Gabo noses ahead, and up into second position goes the Virgin Racing number 29. Now, as it would currently stand, Revo loses 10 points and is currently 25 points ahead of Oscar Folstad, which means that the championship wouldn't be over. So he'd need to get past Gabo, but there are yellows in the second sector. They've gone past that, but into the wall has gone Dav Sanchez. Losing off of his front wing has gone Dav Sanchez. Revo has found his way into the lead of the Munich Prix. A race that was won by Batuco when it first joined the championship in season 2. As Folstad looking to the inside then. UK Ball fastest lap. Folstad retakes the lead of the E3. Sorry. But it doesn't matter to Revo. All that matters to him is that he remains in second. A top 2 finish for Revo would secure him the World Drivers' Championship, no matter who was leading. If he's third and Folstad is leading this race, he's not going to be in title contention. But for Folstad, you've got to never count out someone from trying to win a title. Last season, I called Revo champion a race early because I didn't account for Sebastian Ocampo. Volstad comes in. There goes Gabo down the inside. He's got the outside line for the upcoming chicane. And out of the race has gone P. Sierra. And that is going to halt proceedings for a second here. Where is that Nissan Nismo car? Don't know where it is. But he is officially out of this race. I could try and piece back together how that crash happened, but I really can't. So we're going to go back racing lap 3 of 14. We go back racing now. Revo trying to close back up to the back of the McLaren Neon car ahead of him. Teams will be allowed to choose powertrain supplier next season, because since season 12, our powertrain supplier has just been Mercedes for all the teams, but now we will allow new powertrain developments from DS Automobiles. We do have the confirmed list of manufacturers: DS Automobiles, Honda, Renault, Nissan, and Aurelio Motors. An interesting development from the Philippine manufacturer, but of course, if they want to show themselves on the world stage with EV technology, then I don't think there's anywhere better than the Formula E Monoposto Championship to do it. So closing in is Revo on Oscar Folstad. He's going to have a better chance in Sector 3 than at the end, the tail end of the second sector. He's not quite close enough yet, because he's still trying to fend off T. Gabo, who's still there with him. He's still on the back of the reigning Drivers' Champion, Revo, on the back of the man who could deny him a second consecutive title. As there goes Revo, alongside Oscar Folstad, as they head into the breaking point, and Revo takes the lead of the Munich E3. Folstad still in second, but I believe he's going to come into the pits. There is Folstad. He is in second officially, but of course Timing Tower can make mistakes, so into pit lane he comes. Gabo also into the pit. UK Ball sets the fastest lap in second, as he's now free to chase after his former teammate when they were both at Next TV Neo and Revolution Racing. Got 9 more laps to go, and I think now teams are genuinely going to have to start considering the drivers who are started on hard tires, especially if you're starting this race on softs. Hard tire runners have a guaranteed one stopper. The medium tire runners, if they stop, they're going to stop after the halfway point of the race, hopefully. If they do, then that will be a safe to the end on their soft tires. But those mediums, I don't know if the softs are going to actually last as long as the drivers want them to. So of course, 57% on Jack Carter's dash. He's going to have to go longer than his teammate. Yellow's in second sector, and it's for an RQE. Slams into the wall. Bastien Tan is out of the E3 and out of the title chase. And for him, he had fan boost. He had everything apart from his qualifying by his side. But every driver has off races, and unfortunately for him, his bad race was at a time where he needed a good one. Looks like he ran over an RQE's front wing. So Revo actually in pit lane, and UK Ball staying out. So Revo coming out on softs. He has committed himself, it seems, to a 2-stopper, which could win him this race. It won Oscar Folstad's race last time out, the 2-stop. Gave him a podium last time out, but we'll only know how well it will work once the checker flag falls. So Revo has actually only dropped to 8. As it would stand, he's ahead of Folstad by 5 seconds. He does currently have this title under wraps. He's got the Season 17 title wrapped up. A second consecutive World Drivers' Championship looks to be imminent, as that is a brilliant move from David Camino. Brilliant move from Daniel Bogdasar ahead, getting ahead of Santino Milan, who tries to close back up to the back of the Virgin Racing man. We've already lost 4 drivers from the C3, and we've lost yet another Cosmos out of the race. Revo's out! The championship leader is out of the Munich Prix. He could win this championship without finishing it, however. And it's all if Bolstad cannot finish further ahead than 6th position. If he's behind 6th, he doesn't win the title. Bogdasarov and his teammate both need to win this race to stay in the title hunt. Bastian Tan is out of the title hunt as Carter peels into pit lane. Oscar Bolstad now, he doesn't have an open goal to win the title, or rather get himself into the title hunt, but this might be a championship defining moment if Revo doesn't win the title here today. And it goes on to the final round of the championship in London. And London has seen a title won before, back in season 10, when Cable won his title. Where did he win it? He won it in London. We see titles won and lost at the penultimate round so often, it's barely even funny. As for the race lead, Santino Milan takes it away from the Frenchman in Daniel Bogdasarov, who would sincerely love to have it. Following the Nissan man into the wall. Who's done that? That was David Camero. Thankfully, not Oscar Bolstad. Gabo comes to the back. Out of the race goes Sebastian Ocampo. Hitting the back of him goes the season 9 title winner, Marcus Nelson, who loses his front wing for colliding with Iwald. Bumped into him was Jack Carter. Spinning was Tommy ahead of Iwald. But for a collision that took out one driver, that caused a lot of chaos further ahead. I think the mediums finally seeing the end of their usefulness here. BSC is ending. And with 6 laps to go, Oscar Bolstad, Daniel Bogdasarov, possibly T. Gabo, I'm not too confident with him. They are currently looking to stay in the title hunt. I'm pretty confident that Bolstad will. I'm somewhat confident that Bogdasarov will, but I am not at all confident that T. Gabo will. However, he is up in 4th. And it really is all about if they finish. This track, considering how it's run, has an irregularly high attrition rate. Bogdasarov not actually able to get past Santino Milan there. Not even able to go alongside. He was right behind the gearbox of the Nissan ahead, who struggles coming through that chicane. I think Bogdasarov might have a very good shot going down the straight. Down the straight we go then, with a driver who would sincerely love to become title winner. He takes the lead. Daniel Bogdasarov leads the Munich Prix. And just a note on Mercedes, this is their home Prix, and for them, they are currently 21st out of the Prix and 15th last position. They are currently scoring no points, and a big embarrassment in their final running as the Mercedes Formula E team before they become Montour, the French team, which could potentially do worse. As Cable helping his friend in his title gambit. Up into 4th goes Cable, demoting T. Gabo down to 5th. That's one less man that I think Revo might actually have to worry about when it comes to his title hunt. Winning a race in this championship gives you 7 more points than finishing 2nd does. Pretty sure this is somewhat obvious, as into the pits comes Daf Sanchez for his 2nd and final pit stop with 5 to the checkered. But the hard tire guy, has not yet come into the pits. Milan not quite close enough to try and get past Bogdasarov yet. He might have a good chance going down into the hairpin, but through the chicane they come. That's very close to the wall for Bogdasarov. Bolstad going down that chicane as well. A lot further away. Santino Milan takes the lead here in Munich. Brilliant move with attack mode. However, we would prefer to see that going into the braking point, because now he's dropped Bogdasarov outside of the attack mode activation zone. And Bolstad being rapidly caught by Cable, helping Revo all he can is the Braun GP man. But currently that 15 points would make the gap between Bolstad and Revo 20. make that less. That's now 23 points the gap between those two. Fastest lap for Leo. Volstad retakes his position on the podium. This could be a very brilliant scrap that goes down to the last lap. If U-Cable can just manage his softs a little better than he is right now. 60% for U-Cable. For Volstad, it's 50%. He's not got a lot left in those mediums. There's a lot less left in Bogdasarov's hards, as the two Aurelio Pinnacle drivers who had a minor livery refresh in Monaco currently squabbling over 7th position. U-Cable has found his way up into... Oh my goodness, that's Bogdasarov in the wall! U-Cable should be able to get himself up into 2nd here, but he's lost his front wing too! Spinning further back, T-Gabo has to come in! They're going to have to double stack down at DS Virgin Racing. This is less than ideal for the French outfit. This is absolutely dreadful. But for Oscar Volstad, the guys around him all have to pit. He probably has to pit, however. This is going to go absolutely buck wild. Milan comes into pit lane. Bogdasarov is in. U-Cable in. Volstad pits. Carter pits. Gabo pits. The top 6 all in pit lane. Leo will be leading this race. Where is Akari? How has he dropped down to 10th? But race leader is now Leo for Aurelio Pinnacle, followed by David Camino and Santino Milan. Bogdasarov is outside of the top 3, where he must be to win this title, to get himself into the title fight. Volstad is nowhere near the magical 6th position, which gives him 10. Is it 10? I'm pretty sure. No, it's 5th position that gives you 10 points, because 4th gives you 12. So Volstad needs to get himself up into 5th position, to keep himself in the title hunt. It will be 25 points he'll be behind by, but if he wins in London with the fastest lap, if he finishes today in 5th, that will still be a championship hope for him, as long as Revo once again does not finish. But Leo leading this race from David Camino, from Santino Milan and Daniel Bogdasarov. And Arcury being hammered by U-Cable, he makes a very late lunge, spinning, goes, out of the race goes T-Gabo! Michael Okimov hit the wall hard, disorientated in that next TV Neo virtual safety car is out there. Dav Sanchez is also in the wall. And look at that, the road parts for Akari there. VSC ending. Narkivov has front wing damage. Sanchez has front wing damage. And T-Gabo is also out of the title charge. Leo has come into pit lane, so now David Camino leads. Oh, he's coming as well. Santino Milan, he takes the lead of the E3 from Daniel Bogdasarov. U-Cable back up into P3. And if there's one thing that Revo would dearly love to see right now in that hyperdrive garage currently, it is his longtime friend U-Cable finding the strength and courage to gain on the Virgin car ahead of him and to get past him. And for Aurelio Pinnacle, they would love to see Leo get ahead of Oscar Volstad. Jack Carter's gotten 10 seconds worth of time penalties. My goodness. It's all been just a series of unfortunate events at Hyperdrive Racing. They are effectively out of the Constructors' title hunt at this point. They might be. Both titles seemingly being decided next time out in London. However, today, the World Drivers' title could be decided as long as Bogdasarov and Volstad finish outside of the top 5. It's outside of the top 3 for this man, the French number 97, and it's outside of the top 5 for this man, the Norwegian number 4 for McLaren TGR. As we go on to the penultimate lap of the Prix, time is ticking and heartbeats are rising down at Hyperdrive Racing. You got a feel for Revo, however. He's had one of the most dominant seasons. He had one of the most dominant seasons last season that a champion has ever had. He had 4 races he won on the bounce. Santino Milan setting a fastest first sector of anyone. He started the season how he left season in 16, winning the first round of the championship. However, now he's not going to finish the penultimate round, and it's a penultimate round he would dearly prefer to finish. Bolstad, if all the puzzle pieces click together for him, he could see himself be champion. For the two virgin drivers, well, one of them can't be champion. For Sebastian Tan, he knew he could have been champion if he just had so much better luck. But that lack of luck and that McLaren TGR car seems to have moved over to the rookie. And it's a rookie who would dearly love to win a championship in his rookie season. Only one of the drivers has achieved that. As we go into the final lap here in Munich, Germany. It's Santino Milan from Daniel Bogdasarov and UK Ball who is holding up Oscar Folstad. David Camino's found his way up into 6th position, and on this final lap, it's all going to be decided here whether or not Revo is a double champion, or if he'll fight, or if he'll have to continue to fight in London. We'll only know once the checkered flag falls in just a few minutes' time. For Santino Milan, he's been waiting a long time to win another race. He's gonna come through this final part of the second sector. No risk for him coming through. And as he now approaches the final sector, it's been quite a long time since he's been able to win, but we're gonna have to wait for a second. Folstad has attack mode on UK Ball. It's gonna come down to that hairpin on whether or not he'll be able to gain in 20. Oh, the gap becomes 20 or 23. But for this man, he might not be in a title hunt, but with the way he's been driving today, you would have thought he does. Coming through the final 10, and it's Santino Milan who takes his second championship victory. He's going to win here in Munich and set a new fastest lap of the E3. Bogdasarov second. UK Ball retakes that fastest lap in third as David Camino takes it back for Braun GP Honda. Jack Carter is 7th on the road with that 10-second time penalty. Tommy coming across the line. Will he take 7th? Yes, he will. Marcus Nelson too far back to take any advantage from Carter's 10-second time penalty. Akari in 10th and Arcuri 11th. Iworld 12th. Michael Novikov 13th and Dav Sanchez 14th. The title rolls on to the final round in London. This seems like it's going to be Revo's championship to lose, but he might just lose it. Sanchez takes the fastest lap at the very end. And this is the podium then. Santino Milan wins the Munich E3 from Daniel Bogdasarov and UK Ball. That was one of the most hectic races we've ever seen. Following them is Oscar Folstad, Leo, David Camino, Tommy and Jack Carter, the top 8. Then it's Marcus Nelson and Nakari Lopez, the last of the point scorers. In Arcuri, Iworld, Michael Novikov and Dav Sanchez make up the rest of your finishes, with your non-finishers being T. Gabo, Sebastian Ocampo, Revo, Cosmos, Bastian Tan, P. Sierra, Lawless Leclerc and Milrez. In the driver's standings, Revo leads the way on 158 points from Oscar Folstad on 135 points. The gap between those two is 23 points. If Revo wins next time out and Folstad is not in the top 8, then Revo is World Drivers Champion. It is his title to lose. Bogdasarov, well, he much would have preferred to win this race because he is currently 3rd on 129 points, which sadly puts him outside of title contention. Then it's T. Gabo in 5th, just 4 points behind Bastian Tan in 4th. UK Ball is 6th, then it's Akari Lopez, Marcus Nelson in the top 8, Jack Carter, Leo tied with Iworld, then it's Sebastian Ocampo. Santino Milan, after winning last time out, is up into 13th. Then it's Milrez, Dav Sanchez, Cosmos in 16th, Lawless Leclerc, David Camino, P. Sierra, Anot Curie, Tommy and Michael Novikov. In the constructors table, heading into the last round of the championship in London, McLaren TGR lead the way on 251 points from Virgin Renault on 241. But Hyperdrive Racing then are in 3rd on 233 points. Then it's Aurelio Pinnacle on 161. Braun Honda GP on 139 points, 1 point ahead of that fourth line. Then it's DS Andretti, Mercedes Formuliti, Nissan Nismo, Mahindra, and Next TV Neo. We'll see you next time then for the final round of the championship in London.